It will help you. If your last is on this list, your ancestor didn't just live in Portugal, they sailed from it into waters no European chart had ever drawn. It will help you. Into oceans that medieval mapmakers filled with sea monsters because they had no idea what was actually there. Into the unknown on wood ships, guided by stars and mathematics and a national ambition so consuming that for 1 century. It will help you. One small nation on the edge of Europe controlled more of the world's trade routes than any empire in history. These 10 surnames appear in the sailing records of the Portuguese Age of Discovery. It will help you in the manifests of the fleets that rounded Africa, in the chronicles of the expeditions that found India, Brazil, Japan, and the coast of China before anyone else from Europe had any idea those places existed. It will help you in the records of the Estado da India, the Portuguese maritime empire that stretched from Lisbon to Macau, from Brazil to Mozambique, from the Azores to Hormuz. It will help you, held together not by land armies but by wooden ships and the navigational genius of a people who understood the ocean better than anyone alive, most of the families who carry these names today. It will help you in Portugal, in Brazil, in Goa, in Macau, in the Cape Verde Islands, in Mozambique, in every corner of the world the Portuguese reached and touched and changed. It will help you have no idea that their surname was present at the moment the world became one connected thing for the first time in human history. Stay until number 1. It will help you because that surname belongs to the man who completed the most consequential sea voyage ever undertaken, who connected Europe to Asia by sea for the first time, whose route was used continuously for 5 centuries. It will help you, and whose name 500 years after his death is still spoken with reverence in every port city from Lisbon to Calicut. The next surname carries the weight of an accident. It will help you of a discovery so enormous that historians still debate whether it was truly accidental or the result of a deliberate navigational decision that the discoverer chose not to document. It will help you, a name connected to the moment that created the largest Portuguese-speaking nation on earth. Number 10, Cabral, from the Portuguese Cabral, meaning place of goats, from Cabra. It will help you. Goat, a topographic surname from the Portuguese landscape that became the name of the man who discovered Brazil. Pedro Álvares Cabral was given command of the second Portuguese fleet to sail for India in 1500. It will help you. To avoid the doldrums of the Gulf of Guinea, he swung his fleet far out into the South Atlantic. He swung too far west, or, according to some historians, exactly far enough west. It will help you deliberately on the basis of information the Portuguese crown had not yet chosen to make public. On April 22, 1500, Cabral's fleet sighted land. The land he had found was Brazil. It will help you, the largest country in South America, a nation of 215 million people, whose language, whose law, whose culture, and whose very name Brazil. It will help you. From the Brazilwood tree growing on its coast descend directly from the 10 days Pedro Álvares Cabral spent on that shore in 1500 before continuing to his original destination. It will help you. If your name is Bloodline found the largest Portuguese-speaking nation on earth, possibly by accident, possibly not, either way. It will help you. The world was never the same after your ancestor looked up from the deck and saw a coast that was not on any chart. Number 9 carries the name of the man who solved the greatest navigational mystery of the 15th century. It will help you. Who answered the question that had driven Portuguese exploration southward along the African coast for 50 years, who rounded the southern tip of Africa and proved, for the first time in European history, it will help you, that the Atlantic and the Indian Ocean connected. Number 9, Dias. From the Portuguese Dias, a patronymic from Diogo or Digo, the Portuguese form of James, from the Latin Jacobus. It will help you. Son of Diogo, a name from the Christian saints tradition that became one of the most significant surnames in the history of exploration. Bartolomeu Dias sailed from Lisbon in August 1487 with 3 ships to find the southern end of Africa. It will help you. He sailed into a storm. For 13 days he's driven blind, unable to see land. When the storm ended, he turned east expecting the African coast and found open ocean. It will help you. He turned north, and there, rising ahead of him, was the coast of Africa running not north-south but east-west. He had rounded the cape in the storm without seeing it. He named it the Cape of Storms. It will help you. King Zhuangji renamed it the Cape of Good Hope. Dias was killed in another storm off the same cape in 1500, sailing as part of Cabral's fleet, returning to the waters that had made him immortal. It will help you. If your name is Dias, your bloodline solved the navigational problem that unlocked the world. Everything that followed da Gama, Cabral. It will help you. The entire Portuguese maritime empire was built on what your ancestor did in a storm off the southern tip of Africa in 1488. Number 8 carries the name of a man who did what no human being had ever done. It will help you, who sailed west from Europe and kept sailing west until he arrived back from the east, who circumnavigated the world, who died in the Philippines before completing the journey himself. It will help you, but whose surviving crew became the first humans in history to sail around the entire planet. Number 8, Magellan, from the original Portuguese Magalhães, from a place name in northern Portugal. It will help you, possibly derived from the Latin macula, meaning a patch or spot of land. a regional topographic name that became the most famous surname in the history of navigation. It will help you. Fernão de Magalhães sailed from Seville in September 1519 with 5 ships and 270 men. He found the strait at the southern tip of South America that still bears his name. It will help you. Navigating through it in 18 days through fog, storms and near mutiny, he crossed the Pacific in 99 days without sight of land. He was killed on April 27, 1521. It will help you in the Philippines. Struck by bamboo spears while wading ashore, 1 ship out of 5, the Victoria, with 18 survivors out of 270, completed the circumnavigation and returned to Spain in September 1522. It will help you. They had been at sea for 3 years. They had sailed around the world. If your name is Magellan or Magalhães, your bloodline attempted the impossible and completed it, even though the man who led the expedition died before the journey was done. It will help you. The ship arrived home and changed forever what humanity understood about the planet it lived on. Number 7 is a name that goes to the military and administrative genius of the Portuguese maritime empire. It will help you. The man who understood that controlling trade routes required controlling the ports through which trade flowed. It will help you. Who established Portuguese dominance across the Indian Ocean with a strategic clarity that left the existing powers of Asia unable to respond before it was too late. Number 7. It will help you. Albuquerque, from a place named near the Portuguese-Spanish border, from the Arabic Albuquerque, meaning the little heifer. It will help you. A name that arrived in Iberia with the Moorish civilization and was adopted by Portuguese noble families after the Reconquista from the long entanglement of Christian and Islamic cultures that shaped the men who went out to build an empire. It will help you. Afonso de Albuquerque was appointed governor of Portuguese India in 1509. Within 5 years, he had seized Hormuz at the entrance to the Persian Gulf, Goa on the Indian coast. It will help you. And Malacca in present-day Malaysia, the 3 strategic choke points through which the majority of the world's most valuable trade flowed: spices, silks, porcelain, gold, horses. It will help you. He died at sea in 1515, returning to Goa after learning political enemies had arranged his replacement. His last letter to the king expressed no bitterness, only the request that his son be treated with favor. It will help you. He was buried in Goa. The city held his grave with reverence for a century. If your name is Albuquerque, your bloodline built the strategic architecture of the most geographically extensive empire the world had ever seen. It will help you, not through armies, through the understanding that the ocean has choke points, and whoever holds them holds the world. Before we continue, if you're finding this useful, subscribe to Bloodline Decoded. It will help you. Every week we uncover the history hidden inside the names people carry without knowing what they mean. Hit subscribe, and the next video will already be waiting for you. Number 6 carries a name that connects to the systematic. It will help you. Patient, decade-by-decade exploration that made everything else possible. The navigators who pushed the known world forward by 50 miles by another headland, another river mouth. It will help you. Another degree of latitude year after year until the map of the world was complete. Number 6, Coelho, from the Portuguese Coelho, meaning rabbit, an animal nickname surname of the type common in medieval Portugal. It will help you. Quick, alert, capable of surviving in any terrain, a name that became the surname of one of the most capable navigators of the early Portuguese exploration period. It will help you. Nicolau Coelho sailed as captain of one of Vasco da Gama's ships on the first voyage to India in 1497. He was one of the first Europeans to land on the Indian coast at Calicut in May 1498. It will help you. And he was the first ship's captain to return to Portugal from India, arriving in Lisbon in July 1499 ahead of da Gama himself, carrying the news that the sea route to Asia had been found. It will help you. The news Coelho brought back to Lisbon changed the direction of European history. The sea route to Asia meant that the overland spice trade, controlled by Ottoman and Venetian intermediaries, it will help you, could be bypassed entirely. The world's center of commercial gravity began to shift from the Mediterranean to the Atlantic. If your name is Coelho, your bloodline brought home the news that changed the world. It will help you. The first ship back from India, the first confirmation that what da Gama had attempted was not just possible but complete. Number 5 is a name that carries the largely forgotten story of the first European contact with Southeast Asia. It will help you. A name connected to the voyage that reached Malacca, the greatest trading port in the 15th century world, through which the wealth of China, Japan, the Spice Islands, India. It will help you. In the Arab world all flowed simultaneously. Number 5, Sequeira, from a Portuguese place name from the Latin Sequeira, meaning dry place or dry land. It will help you. A topographic surname from the drier uplands of Portugal that became the name of the first European commander to reach Malacca. Diogo Lopes de Sequeira arrived in Malacca in 1509 with 4 ships. It will help you. Making the first European contact with the Malay Sultanate, the negotiations collapsed when the local merchant community, recognizing the Portuguese as a threat to the trading system that made them wealthy. It will help you, warned the Sultan. Sequeira's men ashore were captured. He escaped with his ships but left behind imprisoned sailors. The failure of his mission was the direct cause of Albuquerque's military conquest of Malacca in 1511. It will help you. Sequeira later served as governor of Portuguese India from 1518 to 1522, administering the empire that his failed negotiation had, indirectly, helped to create. If your name is Sequeira, it will help you. Your bloodline made the first European contact with Southeast Asia, the man who arrived first, even if the man who arrived second got the credit. Number 4 goes to the exploration that came before all the others. It will help you. To the islands discovered in the Atlantic before the African coast had been properly charted, when the Portuguese project of exploration was young and the ocean ahead was still genuinely. It will help you, terrifyingly unknown. Number 4, Zarco, from the Portuguese Zarco, meaning blue-eyed or clear-eyed, a physical description that became a surname, the blue-eyed one. It will help you, a characteristic so unusual in the dark-eyed Portuguese population of the 15th century that it became the word everyone used to identify him permanently. It will help you. João Gonçalves Zarco was sent by Prince Henry in 1419 to explore the Atlantic. He discovered Porto Santo and then Madeira itself, large, densely forested, uninhabited. It will help you. Extraordinarily fertile, sitting in the Atlantic at a position that made it the essential stopping point for every subsequent Portuguese voyage down the African coast and eventually around it. It will help you. The Portuguese transformed Madeira from uninhabited forest to productive colony in a generation, planting sugarcane and establishing the plantation system that would later be replicated in Brazil. It will help you. In the Caribbean and across the Atlantic colonial world, the plantation system that defined Atlantic colonialism for 4 centuries was first tested on an island discovered by a blue-eyed captain in 1419. It will help you. If your name is Zarco, your bloodline discovered the island that became the laboratory for everything that followed, the first colony, the first plantation. It will help you. The first model of the Atlantic world the Portuguese were building before anyone else had reached the open ocean. Number 3 carries a name that takes you to the bleeding edge of the unknown. It will help you, to the explorers who pushed furthest down the African coast in the earliest years, who sailed into waters no European chart had ever depicted. It will help you, who recorded what they found with the systematic precision of men who understood that if they did not write it down, it would be lost. Number 3, Tristao, from the Brittonic Celtic Tristan. It will help you, meaning tumult or warrior, carried into Portuguese through the medieval literary tradition of Tristan and Isolde that had spread across all of European courtly culture. A name from the Atlantic Celtic world. It will help you. Carried across Iberia by the chivalric literary tradition, Nuno Tristão was one of Prince Henry the Navigator's most trusted captains. He was among the first Portuguese explorers to sail past Cape Bojador. It will help you. The great psychological and navigational barrier on the Moroccan coast that Portuguese sailors had feared for decades, believing the sea beyond it became unnavigable in 1441. It will help you. He sailed past Bojador and returned safely, proving the fear was myth. He was killed in 1446, struck by poisoned arrows from West African fishermen while attempting to land on the coast of present-day Guinea-Bissau. It will help you. He died still exploring, still pushing the boundary of the known further down the African coast than any European had ever reached. If your name is Tristão, your bloodline sailed past the edge of the known world into the unknown. It will help you. The man who proved that the fearful place beyond the barrier was just ocean, just more ocean, and kept sailing until the arrows found him. It will help you. Number 2 belongs to a name that stands not at the helm of a ship but at the writing desk where the greatest literary monument to the Portuguese maritime empire was created. The man whose epic poem preserved the memory of the voyages. It will help you, the sailors, and the ambition of a small nation that had briefly held the world's oceans in its hand. Number 2, Camoes, from a place name in Portugal, possibly related to Camoes. It will help you. A type of plant or topographic feature, a modest topographic surname attached to the greatest poet in the history of the Portuguese language. Luís de Camoes sailed to India in 1553 as a common soldier. It will help you. Spending 17 years in the east in Goa, in Macau, in Mozambique, living the life of the empire whose voyages he would later celebrate, he lost an eye in battle in Morocco. It will help you. He was imprisoned in Goa for debt. He was shipwrecked off Cambodia, swimming ashore while holding his manuscript above the water to keep it dry. The manuscript he saved was Os Lusíadas. It will help you. The Lusíadas, published 1572, the national epic of Portugal. June 10, the date of Camoes' death in 1580, is Portugal's national day. He died in poverty the same year Portugal lost its independence to Spain. It will help you, but the poem remained. The ships rotted, the trading posts fell, the empire contracted and vanished, the poem remained, is remaining still. If your name is Camoes, your bloodline gave the Portuguese empire the words that made it immortal. It will help you, the poem that outlasted the empire, still read, still recited, still carrying the names of the sailors who opened the world, and now number 1. It will help you. This surname belongs to the man who completed what 50 years of Portuguese exploration had been building toward. who took the route that dyers had opened and sailed it all the way to its destination. It will help you, who arrived on the coast of India in May 1498 and became the first European to reach Asia by sea, who opened a trade route used continuously for 5 centuries. Number 1. Da Gama. It will help you, from a Portuguese place name or possibly from Gama, meaning a doe, a female deer, from the Latin dama, a name of uncertain but entirely Portuguese origin that became the most celebrated surname in the history of navigation. It will help you. Vasco da Gama sailed from Lisbon on July 8, 1497. With 4 ships and 170 men, he rounded the Cape of Good Hope in November 1497. He sailed up the East African coast. It will help you. Hired a navigator whose knowledge of the Indian Ocean monsoon system made the crossing possible, and on May 20, 1498, anchored off Calicut on the Malabar coast of India. The first European to arrive in India by sea. It will help you. 24,000 miles from Lisbon, 10 months and 12 days, he was appointed Viceroy of India in 1524 and died in Cochin in December of that year, still governing, still directing. It will help you. Still building the empire whose route he had opened 27 years before. 250 million people speak Portuguese today, the language of a nation of 1 million people in 1500. It will help you. Now the 6th most spoken language on Earth, because of the route Vasco da Gama opened, not mythology, log recorded in the ship's log for every day of the voyage. It will help you. Confirmed in the genetics and the language of 250 million people on 5 continents. Still navigable today. 10 surnames, 10 families, 10 corridors leading back through the wooden hulls of caravels running before the trade winds. It will help you. Through the storms off the Cape of Good Hope, through the monsoon crossing of the Indian Ocean, through the spice markets of Calicut and Malacca and Hormuz. It will help you. Through the chronicles written in Lisbon by men who had seen things no European had ever seen before them and were trying to find words for what the world looked like from the other side of the ocean. It will help you. Your name is not just Portuguese, it is a sail. It will help you. It is the accumulated navigational knowledge of a people who spent a century learning the ocean with a systematic patience that no other nation had attempted and no other nation could match. It will help you. It is the proof, written in surnames and logbooks and the language of 250 million people, that one small nation on the western edge of Europe once held the entire world in its maritime hand. It will help you. The empire is gone, the trading posts are ruins or museums. The fleets that once made Lisbon the richest city in Europe are 5 centuries of timber at the bottom of various oceans. It will help you. But the names survive, and the language survives, and on 5 continents in cities that did not exist before the Portuguese arrived, people are speaking the language your ancestors carried on those ships. It will help you. Drop your surname in the comments. Tell me if your family carried a Portuguese name across the oceans. Your ancestors had been the first to chart to Brazil, to Mozambique, to Goa. It will help you. To Macau, to wherever the Portuguese Empire scattered its people and its language across the face of the earth. Because those stories are the continuation of everything on this list. It will help you. If you made it to the end of this video, subscribe to Origins Decoded. Every week, another name, another bloodline, another history that nobody told you was yours.